Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Kaylee June and I'm a beauty and portrait photographer based in Sydney, Australia. However, in the last couple of years, I've recently started this channel to talk about all things freelance, content creation, and basically anything to do with having your own business or creative business. And today I thought I'd take a little trip down memory lane. So for those of you who have been on the internet a while, like I have, I am now 32 this year, so I've been on the internet for well over half my lifetime. And doing content creation has also been something that I've been doing for over half my lifetime, and along with photography. You might remember a little site called DeviantART, and this was around at the time where I first started my photography journey and kind of getting into all things creative. And I probably discovered it at the age of maybe about 13 or 14. And this is kind of where I launched my career from, and really where I started to work towards being a photographer and getting into a creative industry. It was really the reason that I found photography, and I stumbled across it really just as I was looking for other artworks or something else, I think, on the site at the time, and I came across some landscape images that really interested me. This is before I kind of got into conceptual photography, beauty photography, commercial stuff, and this is really where I started to find a lot of other photographers my own age who were creating these amazing artworks, and I was just fascinated with the fact that so many kids out there were posting their work online, and it was an amazing creative community at the time. This was my personal experience with DeviantArt, and it really was a site that you could get great feedback from. I think most people were kind of there with the same intentions. They all sort of had this creative streak in them that they either wanted to share with the world, or they really wanted to follow your work for the sole reason of enjoying it and enjoying seeing a lot of new work coming through from different artists around the world. At the time as well, there were so many people using it, and it really was full of opportunities to either land commission jobs for artists. For example, I actually got a few book cover deals where I was able to photograph for book covers, which I was really excited about at the time because I didn't know how I was going to essentially make my money with photography as a young student, as a young teenager, and this was really kind of a platform to leap into that. There were so many opportunities going for artists around the world at this point, and a lot of them were available through DeviantArt. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that this was a perfect site, because there were still all the issues that we come across today on the internet, for example, with trolls and nasty people. There was always going to be those people online. But I do feel that overall, people were there kind of for the same reasons. They really wanted to be there to either create artworks or to follow and find inspiration from others who were doing so. It really was an incredible community, and it's something that I don't think has ever been replicated to this day on the internet. Now, the really sad thing about DeviantArt is that the algorithm on the website started changing a lot over the years. And then it started to favor certain artists above others, and it did it in a way that it was very hard to get your work seen. It also started to allow a lot of work on the site that was deemed, I guess, either inappropriate in terms of being considered to be artwork. And in general, I think the main issue is that a lot of people did not consider what was being uploaded to the website to be really art. And of course, art is subjective, but there was a lot of things like selfies that were floating around and were actually just taking over the site. It was starting to become something where there were so many artists that were amazing on the platform, but none of them were getting seen, and their artwork wasn't getting seen either. I think one of the main problems as well with DeviantArt is that it became very spam driven. And unfortunately, to this day, nothing has really ever been the same with the site. It never kind of recovered from that time frame where the algorithms kind of brought the site down. To me, it really feels like something is missing from social media these days, from the internet these days, in terms of an online creative community. And I'd be really interested to hear what your thoughts are on this subject. Do you think that something needs to change? Do you think we do need another new art community online? Or do you think that social media is enough in this sense, and that we should all be kind of putting our works on there and really just utilizing that to the best of our ability? Sometimes I feel that maybe I combine my experience with DeviantArt in a really nostalgic way, and maybe I look at it a bit through rose-colored glasses. Maybe I actually thought it was better than what it actually was at the time. However, I do think that something is still missing in terms of an online art community. It almost feels like to me that in some ways, part of the art community died when that site became less utilized. I feel like we need an art community in the sense without the noise of influencers, for example, or everyday social media in general. I feel like like we need something with actual engagement and not a site that's essentially just a scroll by and a like emoji. There really needs to be a sense that people care about your work like they did on DeviantArt back in the day, and that you also care about their work too, and you essentially all care about improving on the platform together. And I think that is really something that is sorely missed with social media these days. So guys, I really want your recommendations in terms of online art communities that are out there today. I've definitely heard of sites like Behance and ArtStation, for example. I've heard a lot of pros and cons for both, but I also think if there's anything else out there that I'm missing, I would love to hear about it. And I really want to hear your thoughts on this topic. Do you think we need another online art community? I really want to hear it down in the comment section below. Also, let me know your experience with DeviantArt. If you also used the site back in the day, back in 2007, 2006, when I was also using it. I really want to hear your experience with it and whether you really missed something like that as well. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel already, make sure you do to see more freelancing and content creating content. Let me know if you've got any requests in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.